Time to tighten up some seams. Hi everybody, and welcome back to Plastic Models by a Regular Dude and part 5 of the Monogram 1/48 scale B-25J Mitchell. So last episode I got a lot of the filling done, applied some I can't remember the sequence of events, but I've got the glass on, all the masking, and got the primer put on the seams so I can see what I need to finish up. So that's what I'm going to do. So the first thing, I've got a kind of a lump right here, but I think part of that is from this kind of a hatch deal here. And I think what I'm going to do with that, I think I'm going to have to do some scribing. So I may remove this completely. No, I probably won't. I'll probably just scribe along the edges and then scribe here. But I need to sand down this hump right here, whatever that is. And other than that, it should be good. And then I can start with some primer. So let me work on these seams some more and we'll come back. Progress report. So I got the all the seams taken care of, all that kind of stuff, and I got the primer put on. And for the primer, I used Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1500 Gray mixed 50-50 with Mr. Leveling Thinner. So I got the whole thing primed, and that's what it looks like. Nice smooth gray finish. Really like it. If you've never used Mr. Surfacer, I suggest giving it a try. It's good stuff. So I did that. Then I painted the neutral gray on the lower surfaces of the wings, fuselage, tailplanes, etc. And for that I used Tamiya Neutral Gray XF53 mixed in equal parts with Tamiya Clear X22 Gloss and Mr. Leveling Thinner. So the reason I did that, and if you've been watching my channel for very long, you know that anytime, or most of the time when I use Tamiya paints, because they're so flat, in order to help with weathering, stuff like that, I mix it with gloss clear. And what that does is it gives me a little bit more of a semi-gloss finish. It's a little bit smoother and makes it a little bit easier to do the weathering. The washes and stuff like that flow a little bit better instead of dissipating into the ultra flat surface of the Tamiya paint. So that is done. So the next thing I need to do is I need to paint the upper surfaces in olive drab. And for that, I'm going to start with SMS Premium US Olive Drab acrylic lacquer. That will be my base coat. And as I learned on my last aircraft completion, which was a B-17, Monogram B-17, that makes a nice base, and then I can use MRP's olive drab, which is just a little bit different in shade, mixed with MRP clear doped linen to make a nice faded olive drab. It works out pretty good. And I'll talk more about that later. But for now, what I need to do is I need to paint the olive drab, and then once I do that, I can paint the silver on the nose, well, silver, it should be aluminum, bare metal, because the version I am doing is 199, and it has this bare metal nose on it. So I'm going to get cracking on this and get some all drop sprayed. All right, the paint is done. I got the metal on the nose there. I've also got the rear control surfaces taped off, as well as the ailerons, or ailerons as some people call them. Those are taped off, and I've got the rudder taped off on the left side. Now, why are they all taped off? Because I'm going to do some fading. So for that fading, I am going to use MRP olive drab, which is a little bit lighter, as you can see here. And I'm going to spray those. I'm not just going to spray them solid. I'm going to kind of just, you know, spray like along the top edge of the, you know, where that ribbing's showing through. See how that looks, because there's going to be other stuff going on top of that. So I'm going to do that. However, I am not going to do it on the right side or starboard side rudder and tail assembly. And as you can see, I have the rudder itself taped off instead of the metal part. Why did I do that? Well, let me tell you something. I am doing aircraft 199, and that aircraft had the rudder replaced at some point, so only half of the insignia or the marking is there. So I tape that off, because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, whoops, wrong one. I'm going to just apply the decal on the whole thing, settle it all in really good, let it dry, all that. Then I will take my knife and carefully cut all along where that is, peel the tape off, and it will leave that part there. The other part will come off with the tape. It's the only way I can really think to do it, because I don't want to like try and cut this and cut all those tabby points and all that kind of stuff. I could probably apply, yeah, I don't want to take the risk. I figure this is the best way to do it. And I'm not going to be fading this rudder. I'm going to leave it this color here, since it is a new rudder. All right, so yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and hit this thing up with this olive drab here, and then we'll be ready to start with the markings, I believe. Real quick, since I am going to be working in a little more controlled method, I'm going to be using my TRN1 by Neo for Iwata. Double action, trigger pull, gives me a lot better control for doing the small, tight stuff. All right, one more thing I want to get done here. So I've got a little bit of detail painting in these machine guns. So I'm going to use some black, and I'm just using some AK 3rd generation acrylic modeling colors rubber black, because I'm going to, you know, dry brush it later with some metallics to give it a bit of a metal sheen. So I am going to do those. Now, I did not install them. I think I might have mentioned in an earlier video, but I did not install the machine guns in the waist positions or in the tail. And here's the reason why. Is I looked at some photos, and I don't know when or why, but in some of these gunships, and I think this one in particular, I saw a photo, but it didn't have those machine guns in position, in place. Why, I don't know. Could have been just that was the only day ever that they did it, but that's what I did, right or wrong. So let me get these painted up, and then I'll also have to paint this canvas section in the back here. I think I'm going I might put the guns in there. I'll have to see. But yeah, so let me check that out. All right, so there we go. All the tape's peeled off, and we are ready to start decals. So I think I'm going to end this video right here. So thanks for watching part number 5 of the Monogram 1/48 scale B-25J Mitchell. If you like this video, or if you have any comments, hints, tips, concerns, anything like that, put them in the comments section down below. Maybe think about hitting the subscribe button if you want to follow along with more of this. And I will put a link on the end screen for the earlier videos in this series, so you can catch up if you haven't seen those. So until next time when I come back for decals, thanks for watching Plastic Models by a Regular Dude, and I will see you all later.